Hello and welcome everyone to the beach. My name is Frances and I'll be taking you through your 30-minute yoga class today, focused on increasing flexibility and mobility through the hips and shoulders. So grab your mat or a beach towel like me, and we're going to start our class standing. We're going to be doing our Hindi sun salutations today to warm up. So with our Hindi stance, we're going to be having our feet as wide as our mat and toes are going to be turned out on a slight angle. All right, so bring yourself right to the front of your mat. Setting our Hindi stance, we'll lengthen our body, lift our heart. And let's take a moment here as we close our eyes. Relax our jaw. And start to bring focus to our breath. Breathing softly. And allowing our mind to relax. Any thoughts we're holding on to, let's put them aside. And take this time to connect to our mind, body, and breath. And once you feel ready, you can open your eyes. And let's begin with a deep inhale. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together. Exhale, let's sink down as low as we can into our Hindi squat. From here, we're going to set our hands for plank, so hands are shoulder width apart. We'll begin as we step back to plank and draw the abdominals in, lower down to the knees. Exhale, chaturanga, like a tricep push-up, elbows keeping nice and tight. Take it all the way down and curl toes. And inhale, start with cobra. Keep the elbows in, shoulders down back and squeezing glutes. Now we draw the abdominals in, curl our toes into our mat as we push back to our downward dog. Here we tilt our tailbone up towards the ceiling and continue to push the buttocks back. And at the end of our next exhalation, let's come up onto our toes, bend the knees, look between the hands as we step the feet through to our Hindi squat. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together. Exhale, sink down into our Hindi squat. Let's set our hands for plank. You can either step or option to hop back to plank. Lower down to the knees, exhale, chaturanga. Come all the way down and curl toes. Inhale, cobra. Unless your body feels ready for upward dog, you can push through the hands, tops of your feet, engage those legs as we come up all the way, chest is open. Now let's curl our toes into our mat and push back to downward dog. Here we spread our fingers into our mat and look right between our knees. At the end of our next exhalation, let's come up onto our toes, bend the knees, either step or hop the feet through to our Hindi squat. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together. Exhale, sink down into our Hindi squat. Set our hands for plank, either step or hop back to plank. You can lower to the knees, or for more, we can stay on the toes. Exhale, chaturanga. If we are coming to upward dog option, take it halfway down, stay hovered up, curl toes, then inhale, upward dog. So we're keeping our body up off our mat. Now let's curl our toes into our mat and push back to downward dog. We'll then inhale, bend our knees and take right foot through into lunge. Set our lunge as we lower left knee down to our mat and uncurl the back toes. If a kneeling lunge isn't going to work for your knees today, then you can come to a standing lunge instead. Let's come up, hands onto our thigh. Let's sink the hips forward as we stretch and open up the left hip flexor. We'll also take the hands behind and interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as we open our chest. We feel that stretch through the front of our shoulders. Arms lengthening, knuckles pressed down. Now fingers can release. Let's lean forward, set our hands for plank. Curl the back toes, lift our knee. Take right leg back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Now we'll inhale, bend our knees and take left foot through into lunge. Set our lunge, lower right knee down to our mat, uncurl the back toes and come up, hands onto our thigh. And we'll sink our hips forward. So we now give that stretch and opening to our right hip flexor. Let's take the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, open our chest. Arms lengthening, knuckles pressed down. Now fingers can release. Let's lean forward, set our hands for plank. Curl the back toes, lift our knee. Take the left leg back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So taking this time, starting to warm up our body and getting our blood circulating. At the end of our next exhalation, let's come up onto our toes. Bend the knees, either step or hop the feet through to our Hindi squat. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together. One more time, exhale, sink down into our Hindi squat. Set our hands for plank, either step or hop back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Then inhale, bend our knees, take right foot through into lunge. Set our lunge, lower left knee down to our mat, curl the back toes and come up, hands onto our thigh. Then we'll sink our hips forward to that hip flexor stretch. Take the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, arms lengthening, knuckles pressed down. Then fingers release, lean forward, set our hands for plank, curl our toes, lift our knee, take right leg back to plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Then inhale, bend our knees, take left foot through into lunge. Set our lunge, lower knee, uncurl our toes, come up, hands onto our thigh. Now we'll sink our hips forward to that hip flexor stretch. Take the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, arms lengthening, knuckles pressed down. Then fingers release, lean forward, set our hands for plank, curl our toes, lift our knee, take left leg back to plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So we can start to acknowledge how our body is feeling today. Making sure to listen to our body. If we ever need to rest, we can sit back in a child's pose. At the end of our next exhalation, let's come up onto our toes. Bend the knees, either step or hop the feet through to our Hindi squat. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together. Exhale, mountain pose. We can bring our feet back in. Now we're going to be coming into our balancing pigeon, which is going to stretch our outer hips. We're also working on balance, so we're going to draw the abdominals in and use that strength for core stability. So as our right foot stays grounded, we're going to bring our left ankle onto right thigh. Flex the foot, draw the knee back, open up the hip flexor. Hands come to prayer at our heart center. Find focus and balance. Then when ready, we're going to bend our support leg and sit down as if we were sitting into a chair. We feel that stretch in through the left outer hip and glute. The strength of our right hip and glute. Let's squeeze back up. From here we can release from prayer, uncross our leg, lower foot. Other side, keep the abdominals in, left foot grounded. Bring right ankle onto left thigh. Flex a foot, draw the knee back, open the hip. Hands come back to prayer at our heart center. We'll bring our focus back to that spot in the room. When ready, bending our supported legs, sitting down. See if you're able to sit just as low on this side. So we now feel that stretch going into the right outer hip and glute. Now the strength of our left hip and glute, let's squeeze back up. Can release from prayer, uncross our leg, lower foot. Now we're going to come to a wide leg standing bend, which is going to stretch our inner hips. So let's open those legs wide. So feet come very wide, maybe if we're really tall, using the full length of our mat. Feet are parallel, so our second toes point straight ahead. We're going to be adding in a stretch as well through the front of the shoulders. Just like before, we can take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open our chest, arms lengthening, knuckles pressed down. If we need a bit more at this point, we have two other options, which I'll show you. The options are to take the hands behind, take the hands behind and hold on to opposite elbows. Also actively squeezing in the shoulder blades so we get that stretch. The last option, if we need a lot more, is reverse prayer. The hands are behind, fingers face up, and palms are together. We can slide the hands further up our back as far as we can go. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the palms together, keeping with that connection. So once you're setting your option, inhale, open our chest. Exhale, from the hips hinging forward. Pelvis rotates, tailbone tilts up, looking in between our legs. If we are in that first option with the arms straight, you can always keep the arms straight but lift the arms up higher to deepen the stretch. Feeling grounded through all four corners of our feet. Let's draw the abdominals in, squeeze the buttocks. Use that strength for support as we slowly hinge all the way back up to standing. From here, hands can release. A few rolls to the shoulders, loosening up. And then we're going to come right back to the front of our mat and set that Hindi stance one last time. Lengthen our body, lift our heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together. Exhale, sink down into our Hindi squat. Set our hands for plank. Either step or hop back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And we're going to be coming into our pigeon pose, which will stretch our outer hips and glutes. Here in downward dog, let's sweep the right leg up, flex our foot, look between our hands and bring right knee forward. Lower it down to our mat behind right hand. Then we're going to lower left knee and uncurl the back toes. Slide the left leg further back. See if you can get it further onto the front of that thigh. And as the right knee stays over to the right side, if we need a deeper stretch, right foot comes forward towards left hand. Greater flexibility, we might be able to get the shin parallel to the front of our mat. As we relax our hips and glutes, which will allow for that stretch, and make our way down onto the forearms. where we'll add in a stretch for the sides of our shoulders. Right arm stretches forward, left arm palm faces up, slides underneath the chest. Then we'll lower our forehead down to our mat. And as we hold here, we feel that stretch through our right hip and left shoulder. And let's lift our forehead and cross the right arm, or that arm, and stretch it forward. And let's lower back down and relax. And let's lift our forehead. Walk the hands back in as we set our hands for plank. Curl the back toes as we press up. Take right leg back to plank. Then we'll push the buttocks back to downward dog. Other side. Let's sweep our left leg up, flex our foot. Look between our hands and bring left knee forward. Lower down to our mat behind left hand. Then we'll lower right knee and uncurl the back toes. Slide that right leg further back, sinking into that stretch. And if we can, we're going to bring that left foot forward towards right hand and see if we're able to go as far as we went on the other side. Notice if you do have that balance of flexibility in both hips today. Relax our hips and glutes. We can make our way back down onto the forearms. And add that stretch for our shoulder. This time, left arm stretches forward, right arm palm faces up, slides underneath the chest. And both arms are straight. Then we'll lower forehead down to our mat. And as we hold here, we now give that stretch to our left hip and right shoulder. Let's lift our forehead, uncross that right arm, stretch it forward, and then lower back down and relax. And let's lift our forehead. Walk the hands back in as we set our hands for plank. Curl the back toes as we press up. Take left leg back to plank. Then we'll push the buttocks back to downward dog. Now we're going to come to our frog pose, which is going to stretch our inner hips and groin. Let's lower our knees down to our nut and uncurl our toes. We're going to face the other way here. So our knees are going to be able to be on our mat for extra cushioning. So our knees open out wide as we're able to get them. So we might be coming right off the kneecap and closer into the inner thighs. Now let's flex our feet, line up the ankles with the knees. So inner parts of our feet into the floor and toes are facing out to the sides. Once we set the lower body, we'll then make our way down onto the forearms. Having a neutral pelvis and spine here. Now that we're starting to hunch our back. So with a long neck, we're looking between our hands or forearms. If we need a bit more, which we probably feel that stretch already, we can push your hands, forearms, and elbows and slide the tailbone further back. See how that feels. It should not feel painful. Things start to feel painful when we push ourselves too far. So if we ever feel pain, we need to ease back or maybe come into a different pose that works better for your body. Another alternative for this one is seated butterfly. And that's a great option for anyone that's not able to be on the knees. Now to release, we're just going to slide ourselves a bit forward. Slide the feet in together, pushing the buttocks back. Let's walk the hands in. Push through the hands. Safely bring one knee in, then the other. Now we're going to be coming into Lotus to stretch out our hips. Let's get off our heels and slide the legs forward. So we'll begin as we tuck our right leg in, then the left, sitting with the legs crossed. So if you're feeling really tight in the hips today, you might just want to stay with this option. If not, half Lotus, bring left foot onto right thigh. And if you're feeling really open in the hips, you can come into full Lotus as we then bring right foot onto left thigh. Let's lengthen our spine, relax the lower body. If we need a deeper stretch, we're going to lean forward, hands in front. If we still need more, walk the hands forward, lower belly, chest, and forehead. And let's lift your forehead and slowly walk the hands back in. Across the legs, slide them forward. A little shake, loosen them up. We'll go to the other side. So we'll tuck our left leg in first, then the right. So if you were sitting with the legs crossed on the other side, let's do the same for this side. If you came to half Lotus, bring right foot onto left thigh. Going all the way into full Lotus, we'll then bring left foot onto right thigh. Unsettled, lengthen our spine, relax our hips. Deeper stretch, lean forward, hands in front. We still need more. Walk the hands forward, lower belly, chest, and forehead. your forehead. Slowly walk the hands back in. And from here, let's uncross the legs, slide them forward, and give that little shake. Now everything else is down on our back. So we're going to bring ourselves to the front of our mat. Knees bent, belly in, and when you're ready, let's roll it down. Vertebra by vertebra. And once we come all the way down, we can relax your abdominals. We're going to be coming into a back bend, which will give one last stretch and opening to our hips and shoulders. With two options, bridge or wheel, we'll start as we set our feet into our mat hip distance apart, ankles in line with knees, toes point straight ahead. If coming to bridge, squeeze the buttocks, push through the feet, and let's lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling. To get the stretch for the shoulders, we need to slide the arms in, interlace the fingers, arms are straight. Now let's position yourselves right up to the upper arms and shoulders by squeezing the shoulder blades together. You'll feel that your upper back is now off your mat, and see if you're able to lift up the pelvis higher to deepen the stretch. If we're coming into wheel instead, we set our hands into our mat alongside ears, elbows up. So hands and feet firmly grounded, squeeze the buttocks, push through the hands and feet. You can start if needed by coming up onto the top of your head. When ready, you can push all the way up to wheel, stretch your throat and look down between the palms of your hands. And if we decided to come to wheel, when you do come down, you can slowly and safely come down to the top of your head, tuck the chin in, lower your back, and head down. From bridge, release the fingers, untuck your upper arms and shoulders, and slowly roll it down. Once we come down, let's draw our knees into our chest, hug them in, rock side to side, massaging your lower back. And coming into reclining butterfly, let's lower our feet down to our mat, heels in towards buttocks, knees part open, soles of our feet come together. So relax through the hips. Arms can open out to cactus, so 90-degree angle, elbow shoulder height. That's too much for the shoulders, just open the arms out to a straight line shoulder height. Here we'll slowly rock our head from side to side, releasing any tension through our neck. Now let's bring our head back to center. We'll bring the knees back together. Slide the legs forward and a bit further apart. Slide the arms closer down to our sides as we draw shoulders down from our ears. Palms of our hands gaze up. Moving now into short relaxation and meditation. And close your eyes and relax your jaw. softening all the muscles of your face. And start to scan your body from the tips of your toes all the way out through the crown of your head. Noticing areas you're holding on to, and now letting go. And allow your mind to relax. Any thoughts you're still holding on to, put them aside and focus on your breath. Allow your mind and body to experience complete relaxation. And for any healing that needs to take place, to happy now. Begin to bring your awareness back into the room. Deepen your breath. Slowly waking your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. One more time, you can slowly draw your knees in towards your chest. Hug your knees into your heart and give yourself a great big hug for taking the time to honor your mind, body, and spirit. And keeping your eyes closed, you can roll over to your favorite side into a fetal position. And again, in your time, you can slowly make your way up to sitting. Here we can cross our legs. Bring hands on knees, palms gaze up. Lengthen our spine and allow our heart to lift. And let's end with a deep inhale. Sweep our arms above our head. Bring palms together and draw them down to our heart center. The divining me honors the divining you. May there be peace in your hearts and the world around you. Namaste. Thanks for joining me here today. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Feel free to enjoy the beach life a little bit longer, and I hope to see you back here soon. Take care.